Hey, who are you and how did you get in my room? Well, while you're here, sit back, relax as I tell you my little knowledge about makeup. And it doesn't look like it, but I actually take care of my skin. I moisturized before this video. And in that moment, I remembered why I'm not an Instagram makeup artist. Yep, that's me. But you know what? We don't quit in this channel, so I just kept going and I swiped it off with my hand. How professional. And I'm going to be using the Milk Blur Stick to help my skin lighten up because it's in a bad mood because I need some milk. And this is a summer makeup look, so you got to do that extra priming with the badescu spray. And I put setting powder on the areas where I get sweaty. Yes, I sweat around my nose, people, that's a thing. And my T-zone. And now that we're ready for our Wizard of Oz lion auditions, we're going to color correct our pimples. And this is going to take me a while because I have a lot of dark spots. And don't forget to blend it out, chicas. That is a common mistake. I've been there and my face looked green throughout the day. And I conceal before my foundation because it works the best for whenever I'm color correcting, especially because I suffer from dark spots. Fun fact. And of course we're gonna blend it out, you silly goose. And I'm going to be using my Maybelline and my Makeup Forever foundations, mostly because I suck at picking out the right shade. And you're probably wondering, how in the world does she put on so much foundation? She went on a run and it actually stayed on. Well, girl, this is how I get ready for when your man takes me swimming. And most people blend it out with a sponge. No, I spread mine with an oval brush because I need all the coverage I can get. And now we look like a peanut butter baby. And you want to go in with a lightweight concealer. I use the Maybelline Fit Me one to hide my horrible bags from sleeping with your man. And now that we done looking like a chicken, we gonna blend that out too. Oh my gosh, we're looking better already. On my way to steal your man. And I use my NARS concealer for basically everything except concealing. Right now I am priming my eyelids with concealer because that helps it out the best. And make sure to bake all over your face because this is a sweat-proof tutorial and we don't want it sliding off, ladies and gents. And we may look like James Charles right now, but trust me, it's going to look good. And to avoid flashback, I'm going to be using my Better Skin Powder Foundation with a kabuki brush that I stole from my mom to brush off that powder and still keep the coverage there because I like looking extra plastic. And to hide the fact that I'm very sleep deprived and unhealthy, I like to set underneath my eyes. And I'm a Gemini, so I have to use Too Faced. This is the Koko contour palette to hide my double chin and give me a fake jawline. And I have a very chubby nose, so I'm going to hide that and give the illusion that I'm actually skinny. And I know I'm gonna get a lot of shade for doing my face before my eye makeup, but it honestly works out better for me. And who's watching this video? Probably just me. And I also use my translucent powder as an eraser for my contour because I mess up a lot. And we don't want that in for too long, ladies, so we're just gonna brush that off. And we're going back with the kabuki brush because we're gonna look just a little more natural, just to buff that in. And as always, I'm using Luminoso to lighten up my face. What's new? And I'm gonna be using the Mary Luminizer to highlight, of course. And woo! The sun who? Hope that woke y'all up because it's gonna get better. Trust me. Keep watching. Now we up close and personal. I'm gonna be using the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in dark brown. First, I'm gonna brush off these pelitos like always. You know the drill. And we're off. I start off with the back of my eyebrow, and my arch does not exist, so I kind of make one up, and then I use the leftover product for the inside of my eyebrow. Oh no. Don't ask me. And I just go back and forth with filling and brushing with my spoolie until I am satisfied, and that is how you get my mediocre eyebrows. Back and forth, that's the key. And with some leftover foundation from my pan, I'm just going to carve out my eyebrows and make them look a little bit sharper because I want them to look somewhat decent, even though the outcome is always mediocre. For our eyebrows to stay in place, I'm going to be using the Ready Set Brow by Benefit to make sure they stay in their lane. It looks a little greasy at first, but it dries up, people. Just like my humor. And for today's look, I'm going to be going in with my Morphe 35B palette. And I'm first going in with this shade. I call it Privilege. And it's going to act as our base, and it will add more emphasis into our colorful shades that we will be adding on. And now that we look like Donald Trump, we're going to get this yellow shade from the Morphe 35B palette. And you're just going to put that all over your crease because it's the most important meal of the day. It's your transition shade. Now that we are satisfied and yellow enough, we're going to get this orange shade to give the illusion that we have sunsets in our eyes. And I like to shake my brush for good luck, and we're just gonna put that wherever we put the yellow to add more definition. Camera, can you focus on me, please? Thank you. And just like before, just go back and forth with those brushes and those colors because you're not going anywhere with a crappy blend. And here we are, 10 years later, finally satisfied. I'm going to take the red shade from the Morphe 35B palette and put that on the outer part of my lid. It doesn't matter how far I go because I'm going to cut that lid later on. And with a flat brush and my concealer, I am going to cut my crease. It's honestly not the best method for me, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going in with eyeliner because we are cheaters. And going in again with that white shade to set your lid. And the red in my eyelid did not remind me of blood, so I'm going in with red ochre from the Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm just packing onto the color to intensify it a little more. And with a fluffy brush, I swipe the colors back and forth to make them look ombre. That's all you do. And this is just me being extra, touching up my makeup, because this is the reality of makeup. This is what's not entertaining. And I know y'all can't see it, but I'm using the orange and red shade from the 35B palette to smoke out my under eyes or whatever. Don't mind the crappy eyeliner. That's because I'm very clumsy when it comes to falsies, and I was being extra careful with this because I am just a mess. And I put on Goddess by Koko lashes, and that is the final look. Yeet! You thought you saw the last of me, huh? No, I still gotta put some lipstick on, and I am using Fiery by Stila Cosmetics. And in that moment, I forgot how bad I looked in red lipstick, so I decided to intensify it with a darker maroon shade, which is called Drop Dead Red by Too Faced. Of course, I'm a Gemini. Let me be. And this is my face because of how long that took me. That's what I get for cheating on my Anastasia lip palette. But that is the final look. Oops, I gotta set my face first. Yeet. We go. In case y'all are wondering what inspired me, of course it was hot Cheetos, and this is me eating my inspiration because that's just what I do. And that is it for this tutorial. Thank you guys for sticking to the end and keeping up with all my weirdness. Alright, I will catch you guys in my next video. Till next time, deuces.